And there may be people under the sound of my voice that the enemy may have been speaking in your ear this week and telling you that you messed up one too many times, or that God no longer loves you, that God no longer cares about you, that you've let him down one too many times, but that is so far from the truth. That is so far from the truth. That's why the writer of Hebrews in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16, he said, "Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need." When we need him the most, he is there for us. His mercy and his grace is available. Instead of being full of shame and fear, we can come before God in our time of need, in our time of failure, and we will find grace there. We will not find condemnation. He will not turn away from us, but grace will be found there. But Jesus didn't have just any message for his disciples. It wasn't broad. He had a specific word for them. "But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you into Galilee. There you will see him, as he said to you." It was a specific message. Go, he is going before you into Galilee. There you will see him. Why Galilee? Why did he go before them into Galilee? Why is it that he was talking about that place? Well, Galilee is where it all began. If you go all the way back to Mark chapter 1, you will see that Jesus first began preaching the gospel of the kingdom. Where? In Galilee. In Mark chapter 1, that's where it all started. It all started in Galilee. It was also along the Sea of Galilee that Jesus called 4 fishermen to follow after him, to be his disciples. It was there that Peter, Andrew, James, and John decided that they would no longer be fishermen, but they would become fishers of men. All of this was happening in Galilee. It was in Galilee that the remainder of the 12 were called to be his disciples, to follow after Jesus. In essence, what Jesus was telling his disciples is that if you go back to where I brought you from, if you go back to the place where I called you from, you will see me. If you go back to where it all started, you're going to see me. And sometimes we need to be reminded of where God has brought us from. Sometimes we need to be reminded of where he has brought us from. Hallelujah. Sometimes when we're discouraged and frustrated and we feel like God is nowhere to be found, we need to be reminded of what he's already done, of what he's done before, what he is doing and continues to do in our life. The miracles that he has already performed, the breakthroughs that have already taken place, the blessings that we have already forgotten. Remember Galilee. Go back to Galilee. Sometimes you have to remember to where he's brought you from. Remember what God has done in your life. Remember what he's done in your family. Remember what he's done in this church. Return to Galilee, and there you will see him. If you're struggling to see God in your life, return to where he brought you from, and you could see his hand. You could see his hand in your life. You could see his hand in your family. There you will see him. Hallelujah.